Hey, how's everybody doing? So this is my 5th video, and this time I am going to try to talk a little bit in it. So what we're going to make here is we're going to make a headband wrap for I use Walker headsets. So this is going to be a headband. You see them, they're called Peltor head wraps, or everybody makes one. This is going to be just piece of 2-inch by 9-inch loop, 4 inches by 10 inches spacer mesh, and then a 9-inch by 1-inch hook and a 6-inch by 1-inch loop. And that's all the pieces, not a lot of pieces. That piece of fabric is 20.5 centimeters by 25.5 centimeters. So on the short ends there, you're going to hem them over. That's our 2-inch loop. So what we'll do is we will, right side up, you're going to fold the long edge up, and then we're going to sew the 2-inch on top of there. So that will make that'll make a hem on that side and make it look good. If you notice there, the loop is a little too long. Now I'll just trim it off here in a little bit. So this machine I'm using is a Singer 95-1. It's made for originally tailors for doing like suits and stuff like that. It has a servo. I've upgraded, put a servo motor on it, and it is it's a good machine. It was given to me, so I use it. I mean, it's a good machine. The counter, the table's a little banged up, and then the machine's a little banged up, but it works. Good time, good tension. So that 2-inch loop there goes with the right side up. Try to trim up my threads here. Always got one that I can't get. I'll have to get the lighter out here in a minute. That's a Ronson butane lighter from the 60s that I use. It works fine. I mean, probably a Bic would make a lot more sense, but that's what I have. That's what I use. So next we're going to put on the spacer mesh. So it's a 4-inch piece. It's about 10 inches long. I haven't really found the easiest way to do this yet. So what I do is I just kind of fold it under to it's like 2 inches. And then I tuck the long ends under. I was thinking about it, that I wonder if I folded it in half, folded it 2 inches and then sewed the ends and then put it on, if that would help hold it. I don't know. I'll have to try it. A lot of this is because I haven't done this a lot. It's all trial and error. Yeah, when you sew this stuff down, it kind of flattens it out. So this machine, this Singer 95-1, doesn't have a reverse on it. I have another machine too. It's a Singer 111 W151, which is another old industrial machine, and it's a beast, but it doesn't have a reverse on it either. So you have to go back. You either have to go back over where you stitched originally. Some people turn the material backwards. Some people sew a couple, lift the foot up, back it up, do it. I just go around and go back over it. That's just what I've done since I've had this machine. So these, everyone I've seen, the headband part, that little spacer mesh, has got this diagonal line in it. So I made one that doesn't have it, and I made one that does have it. The one that has a diagonal line is actually, it feels more comfortable. So that's why I put it in there. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to, or you could put a single line down the middle maybe. I don't know, but the diagonal feels, it feels better on your head. So next we're going to put on the hook, and I do it wrong at the beginning here, I believe. Yes. So you can watch me screw up here. I usually make one mistake, unless sometimes I try to sew like three or four items at the same time, like a production thing, just to see how I do. And I do a little bit better, but if I'm sewing one like this, so the Velcro should be on the other side of that material, and I get halfway through, I think, and I realize it. So then I have to take my razor blade and cut it out. This is just for me, I'm not selling this to anybody, so if I was, I would totally have to just toss it. Right here in a second, I realize it. Yep, I just did. Oh yeah, crap. So I'll get my little blade out here and I'll just cut the threads, pull it off, and then I just reuse it. I mean, like I said, it's just for me, so it doesn't, it's going on my headset, it's going on my range bag, so I don't care. So you'll see here in a second, it needs to be on the other side. So when you wrap it, it'll touch the 2-inch loop. It'll make sense here in a minute. Just pull it up there. I just kind of use the blade and scrape the old thread out. It'll come out. Of course, you still have the holes in the material, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. So the material I'm using is a 600 denier polyester. It's relatively inexpensive. You can get a bunch of different camouflage patterns, and I have some, I have some 500D Cordura black multicam and Typhon and some other stuff that I bought and used, but this stuff I'm using here is twice the cost, 2 times less than, instead of $20 a yard, it's $8.99 a yard or something like that. So if you're just building projects and simple things, and and I'm gonna try to pass it off. I've built some things for friends, stuff like that, but it's not. I mean, the stuff's pretty water resistant, and it'll stand up to pretty much. I wouldn't say if you're in a war zone, but out in the woods on a hunting trip or something like that, it'll be fine. So there we go. Now we're right. Now we're going to put this little 6-inch piece on here. It's this loop, 1-inch loop, and that's going to be for, put your name tape on or whatever you want. I have a name tape I put on mine. If you're in a class, a shooting class, or something like, or even at the range, and lay your headset down, there'll be 20 headsets, and at least you can figure out which one's yours, even if it says something else other than your name, but you'd still be able to pick it out. So that's what's important. I've seen some of these headset bands that have like elastic up there, which is kind of a good idea. I've seen them with like paracord loops, so you can do however you want, do whatever you want. It's no big deal. I mean, that's a good thing about all this stuff. It doesn't matter who you are and what you're doing. So yeah, this, you can make this thing in 12, 15 minutes. It's Velcro through one layer of material. I mean, you could do this on any machine. This project be easy to do. I'm putting it on my headset right now. That's why you can't see. I'll trying to shove it on there. So you put the headset across your knee, and then it kind of spreads it apart. That helps you. There you go. So that's what it looks like. And that thing is the spacer mesh that's on your head, and it's really comfortable. So yep, there it is. Headset, headband,